Hello everyone. Welcome back to Ace Attorney, Apollo Justice. Although technically it's Duel Destinies, right? Because the first game was Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney. But we are starting a new episode today, episode 4, which I think is the second to last in the game, if I remember the setup. So it'll be exciting. Though the ending of the last one, the last episode, kind of made it sound like we're going into some doomy territory. So we'll see how things go. I'm hoping that, everything's okay. The courtroom bombing incident. A terrible attack launched by the will of a madman. That incident perfectly symbolized the state of the legal world in this dark age of the law. God, I wish the text would go faster. I'm sorry I complain about it every time. Mr. Wright brought it to a resolution of sorts. Ted Tenai was discovered to be the one responsible for the bombing. If only it were that simple. Somehow, I can't help but think that there's a darker influence at work. One that's lurking in the shadows, waiting. That's why I want to review the trial that was taking place when the bombing occurred. After all, got more than a few personal stakes in it. The cosmic turnabout. Curious what this one's gonna mean. Like cosmic brownies? Delicious? Oh, no, as in satellite.
One hour remaining until launch. Please begin your final equipment check.
Wait, is there gonna be a murder in space?
Check complete. Everything's A-okay. We're ready here whenever you are.
Okay. I mean, that's bad, but why would not do this?
Come in at 2. Come in. Do you copy?
Oh. Wait, was that the guy who was carrying the dude or the other guy? December 16th, 9:12 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5, not number 3 this time. Time for another trial to begin. But this one is different. Sorry to bother you, but... Oh, it's Juniper! Are you alright, Apollo? Ugh. Was I making a scary face just now? Oh, hi, Juniper. Yes, I'm fine. I was just doing my Chords of Steel exercises. Now I'm all ready to go. Yes, knowing you, I'm sure you'll be just fine. Oh, I brought you a present from my garden. Is this a lotus root? That's right. My grandma says lotus root is good for your eyes. She even says that if you look through the holes, it can help you see into the future. It's for good luck. Maybe later you can cook it and... Thanks for this. I'm gonna have some right now. Oh my. Kind of tough though. You can't eat it raw. But thank you for the enthusiastic try. Oops. She didn't think me weird before. She will now. Gotta calm down. Apollo! Sorry I'm late. Hi, Athena. Junie, I didn't know you were coming today. Did you come to cheer Apollo on? Oh, I get it. You sly little thing, you. Athena, stop. Quit kidding around, Athena. Oh, sorry, this is Paul. Quit kidding around, Athena. The trial's about to start in a second. Is everything all set? Oh, Apollo. When will you ever figure it out? Figure out what? Wow. That was the longest I've ever heard. I love that he's still in his astronaut suit. This is it. It's all over for me. They're gonna find me guilty. This is our client. One Mr. Solomon Sol Starbuck. He's a very famous astronaut who happens to be an acquaintance of mine. You wouldn't know it right now, but he's usually a very upbeat and driven person. The scene of the crime this time happened to be the Cosmos Space Center. Back in high school, my best friend and I went there almost a little too much. But that's where we met Mr. Starbuck. We'd asked about space travel and he'd launched into story after story with so much passion. Back in those days, the man was 100% my hero. Are you sure you're okay with being my lawyer, Apollo? Of course I'm sure. I know you, Mr. Starbuck. I know you're not the type to commit murder. Thanks, but... I was supposed to be in space right about now. He's so depressed. Almost seems like an act. The launch getting called off must have been a huge shock. I'll probably never get the chance to go into space again. Don't say that. Don't stop believing. Besides, you just have to go into space again. Yeah. I don't think I could face Clay in the afterlife if I just rotted away in a cell. Clay Tarrant. What a name. Clay Tarrant. Can't believe he was murdered. I mean, he was such a promising astronaut under your command. Yeah. He's a good guy. Always there to pick me up when I was down. No one loved life as much as him, that's for sure. He was always so full of energy, telling me, "You're fine, Mr. Starbuck." How could something like this happen to a guy like him, huh? I've never seen Mr. Starbuck so down. Clay is gone and I'm going to prison. I wish I could burn up like a shooting star right now. Mr. Starbuck, you'll be fine. What is it? What's with the yelling? I'll get to the bottom of this today. You'll see. In exchange, I want you to go back into space for you and Clay. Promise? Does that mean you have lots of evidence to prove my innocence? Oh. About that. We didn't get to investigate the area as much as I'd liked, thanks to the police. I'm done for. I'm a goner. Everybody thinks I did it. Thought I was gonna soar like a comet, but I'm just gonna crash like a meteorite. No, don't say that, Mr. Starbuck. Don't count yourself out yet. I know it's hard to lose a teammate, but you gotta keep going. And what about you, Apollo? What about me? I was just thinking, wasn't Clay your best friend? We need to focus on the trial right now. Are you all ready to go? Apollo. The trial is about to begin. The defense would please proceed in the courtroom. Okay, here we go. This is it. This is one trial I can't afford to lose. So are we replaying the trial where the bomb happened, or is this separate? For Clay's sake and our clients, I will find Clay's killer. Yeah, but why would you need to murder an astronaut? Different courtroom. All rise. Court is now in session for the trial of Solomon Starbuck. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Excuse me, Mr. Justice. Yes, Your Honor? What happened to your eye? I'm fine. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Are you sure? I don't... I'm fine, Your Honor. The The defense is ready. I'm sorry, Your Honor. He's been like this since yesterday. Keeps insisting it's just a sty.
I suppose it's something he doesn't want to discuss. Maybe he's entering a touchy age.
Dude, he's like 20-something.
Very well. And the prosecution? The prosecution appears to be ready as well.
Silence!
I love how the judge is just used to this by now. Not yet. I'm not quite ready yet. Wow, he's already breaking his shackles. The prosecution is now ready. Well, it didn't take him long this time. What's up with Blackwell?
Now then, I shall give the opening statement.
Silence!
I'll do it.
You will? What an unexpected surprise.
This time, I can't leave it to anyone else.
I see. Something is off with the two of you today. You both seem different somehow. Very well, Prosecutor Blackwell, your opening statement, if you would.
It was just yesterday. The crimes in question occurred at the Cosmos Space Center.
Oh, that famous federal research facility of all things related to astrology, right?
Astronomy. It's astronomy. Anyway, a rocket was sent to launch from there. But at 9:28 a.m., before they could even move the rocket to the launch site, two explosive devices were detonated, and the launch was cancelled.
My word, 2 bombs? How dreadful.
The defendant in today's trial is charged with both the bombing and with murder. One Mr. Solomon Starbuck. For whatever inane reason, he detonated a bomb on the rocket he himself would be in.
Solomon Starbuck? I recognize that name. Isn't he that famous astronaut?
Correct, Your Boldness. Mr. Starbuck was the pilot of the HAT-1 rocket 7 years ago. As you may recall, despite some interstellar trouble, his mission was a success. Some say it was a miracle he returned alive. I suppose you could say he's a living legend.
Oh, I remember now. He's become something of an international celebrity, right? They even turned that incident into a movie and everything. Got a real space pioneer in court today.
But even heroes tumble from their lofty heights. Returning to the subject at hand.
Ah, yes. The victim was one Mr. Clay Terran, a subordinate of the defendant.
Hi, in 303. Yeah, I wrapped up episode 3 on Tuesday. It was the stream went a little bit longer. I think it was like a 3-hour session. Because the trial didn't really have a good stopping point or anything like that. But yes, we're just at the start of it. Indeed. A loyal discipline brutally stabbed to death by his mentor.
Stabbed to death, you say? You mean his death was a result of the bombing?
Correct. Despite his lofty dreams, the victim was seen as an interloper by the defendant. And so he was sent not into space, but to the universe which we mortals cannot see. Clay. Started playing the investigation collection yesterday. Ooh, that's fun. I wonder if I should do that after I finish the trilogy for Apollo Justice. I think that's the only thing left, maybe? Right, the investigation games are the ones with Edgeworth and Gumshoe, right?
I think I've heard enough. The case seems pretty clear-cut at this point. However, there's one thing I'm curious about.
That metal box next to the witness stand.
What purpose does it serve exactly?
Since you asked so nicely, it's your coffin.
Have mercy on me!
I just... It's evidence. Due to its immense size, we have little choice but to lay it where it rests now. We shall get to the contents of the box in due time.
Phew. I feel like I just lost 50 years off my life.
Does he even have 50 years left? I was literally thinking the same thing. Inner monologue, Athena. Inner monologue.
Enough jabbering.
Bobby Fulbright's the name. In justice we trust.
Ah, Detective Fulbright. Very well then. Please explain the details of this incident to the court if you would.
On it. First, take a look at this pamphlet from the Cosmos Space Center. In it, you'll find a diagram outlining the overall layout of the Space Center. Okay. Here we are. For a more detailed look at what's on the left side of this building, take a look at this cross-section that we, the police, have created. See the launch pad in the main building. The launch pad is the square building, and the rounded structure in the... Oh, sorry, this is the judge saying this.
The launch pad is the square building, and the rounded structure is the main building, right?
You got it. The incidents took place in Launch Pad 1 in the main building's lounge. I'll be using this diagram during my testimony to make it easier to understand. The only other thing would be the Ace Attorney Professor Layton game. It was good, but not obviously. Right. I think that game has been mentioned before. I'm not really familiar with Professor Layton, so it probably wouldn't make much sense to me, maybe. But who knows? Maybe one day. Definitely the investigation series would be good, though. Just before the rocket was set to launch, 2 bombs went off. Boom, boom. One on the second floor of the Space Center's main building, and one in Launchpad 1. Thankfully, only the 2 astronauts were in Launchpad 1 at the time. The 2 of them managed to make it back as far as the boarding lounge. But after the escape, one of the 2 was found stabbed to death.
A murder on top of a bombing. Detective, the victim was already dead by the time you arrived at the lounge, correct?
Yep. Thinking he'd sabotaged the bombing, the defendant killed him right there in the rocket. Just look at this tragic photo.
Oh my. Is that a knife in the victim's chest?
Yes, Your Honor. It's the knife that cruelly ended this young man's dreams. We couldn't get any prints off it, though, because the defendant was in his spacesuit.
By the way, Detective Fulbright, why are the victim's helmet and right glove absent in this photograph?
We had to remove them to identify him, Your Honor. I personally removed his glove during the investigation. We had to get his fingerprints to confirm his identity, after all.
Yes, it would be very difficult to identify him without a face or fingerprints. Now, there's just one more thing I'd like to inquire about. What is this round thing next to the victim in this photo?
Something so important to the victim he took it with him as he escaped the launch pad. A capsule that apparently contains asteroid samples. While obviously valuable for research purposes, it has no relation to this case.
I see.
So, we know that the bomb in the main building was on the second floor. But where was the bomb that was in Launchpad 1 located? That one was on the rocket itself. It was situated around the central part of the rocket. Apparently, the area around the Launchpad's elevator was a sea of flames. I would like to submit this diagram report into the record. The trial's just starting. We're already in the bind. You get used to it. Besides, that's what cross-examination is for, right? What the 2 astronauts were doing during the bombing. That'll be the key. Alright. It has... I feel like it's been a while since we cross-examined an opening statement. Or at least an opening statement from Fulbright. I feel like they've been skipping over them. Okay, that was this whole thing. I'm not going to present anything, I just want to look at the evidence. Okay. I wonder if the elevator was situated on the first floor before the bomb. Like, the bombing was done to, like, prevent people from going up there, probably, would be my guess. Fire on the second floor. And the middle. Oh, so they both of them had fires going on. Okay. Not a lot to go on. let's get to pressing. How powerful were the explosions? Well, the one in the main building wasn't strong enough to bring the place down, but the room it went off in was burned black. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. Due in large part, of course, to me stepping up to lead the evacuation. Sorry, words. You just started watching the third apologist case. Oh, cool. I think it only took 3, 2. Wait, was it 3? I think it might have been 3. I think. This Tuesday, last Thursday, and I want to say the last Tuesday too, I think. Wait, what were you doing there in the first place, Detective Fulbright? I'm Bobby Fulbright, hero of justice. I'll be there wherever and whenever people need my help. I'd go to the other side of the world, or even the edge of the universe. I'm not sure he knows how far that actually is. But I guess I'll leave that one alone. Admirable decision, Justice Dono. What'd he decide? Anyway, could you describe what it was like at the Space Center at that time? The bomb put the power to the central bank of elevators in the third floor lounge. It was pitch black in there, I tell you. Albert, the security cameras and whatnot were running on emergency backup. And how did the evacuation go? I immediately and heroically whisked people down to the Space Center's basement shelter.
The basement shelter?
Yes, there's an emergency shelter beneath the Space Center. Emergency shelter, huh? Oh, here it is. It's at the bottom of the diagram. The Space Center's pretty impressive to have its own shelter. Power outage, evacuation, some unrelated murder at this point. Guess I'll leave that aside for now. So there were 2 explosions in total, correct? Not looked into this kind of this challenge touch, but does this collection have the DLC cases they released on the 3DS? I don't know. 1 second. Save complete. Oh, well, yes. I suppose they asked me, that's kind of it. Wait, what? Oh, good. I would assume it does, because it is a collection. So, switch games. Spirit of Justice and Museum. I don't know if the Museum says anything. But like the first Apollo Justice one had 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this one has special episode. Is that maybe what you're thinking of? The DLC? I assume that this is probably DLC. I don't know if the third game... Oh yeah, the third game also has a special episode. That is the DLC. Okay, cool. So this girl's cute. Wait, she's got like a Maya thing. Oh, I'm gonna look forward to Spirit of Justice. And look, Maya's even in this little card right here. That'd be fun. Hope we get to hang out with Maya and Pearl and all the other people again. Be a good time. So there are 2 explosions in total, correct? Yep, that's right. One on the second floor of the Space Center's main building, and one in Launchpad 1. Let me get this straight. Mr. Starbuck rigged a rocket he was going to board with explosives. Huh? What are you talking about? If the defendant really did plant the bomb on his own rocket, he'd get caught in the explosives as well.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Fine. A simpleton for a simpleton. Fulbright, the motive. Understood. The defendant actually had astrophobia. Astrophobia? What's that? A fear of space, naturally. Just the thought of space can cause the afflicted to freeze up. And so, in his terror, the defendant found a way to stop the launch at the last minute. That's absurd. Unfortunately for you, we have evidence. Take a look at these. What are they?
These anti-anxiety tablets were found among the defendant's possessions. Apparently, he was taking them in secret to quell his fears. There were a multitude of problems with the rocket Mr. Starbuck rode 7 years ago. Rumor has it threatened to crash a number of times as well. That was, of course, very traumatic for Mr. Starbuck.
But that doesn't mean he'd go so far as to blow up his own ship.
Silence!
The defendant couldn't bear to mar his good name, now could he?
No, not after the media had branded him Soul Starbuck, space pioneer extraordinaire.
Given these conditions, the defendant could hardly run away like some base mutt.
What? So that's why you think he resorted to the bombing?
Naturally. He constructed this act of sabotage in an attempt to blow up the Space Center, which would effectively abort the launch, but spare his reputation. Now, I'm sure you understand why you have to bring justice down on this atrocious criminal.
Hold it!
Are you sure it was only the two of them?
It was just before the spaceship was set to launch, so of course it was only those two.
Well, it could have been somebody else inside that rocket.
Silence!
The notion of a third party in Launchpad 1 is utterly absurd. Just to enter the area from the lounge, one must pass through a door guarded by a fingerprint recognition device. And allow me to state up front that there are precious few with the clearance to do so.
A fingerprint recognition device? Sounds as futuristic and complex as a space center.
Actually, it's not as amazing as you think, Your Honor. Take a look at this photo. You need your right hand on it. Okay, noted. This is the door in the lounge with the fingerprint lock. Only personnel whose fingerprints are registered can pass through.
I see. That is very different from what I had in mind. Is there a record of the number of people that passed through that door yesterday?
Yes, there are only 3. The defendant, the victim, and the director of the Space Center, Yuri Cosmos. Then doesn't that mean it's possible that the director is the one who did it? Not a chance. He was in the main building when the bombs exploded at 9:28, doing his job directing the launch. Besides having an alibi, he has no motive for committing these senseless acts. He has a point. Guess the director can't be considered a suspect then. He doesn't have a motive that we know about. Also, could anyone do, what do they call it? Like, caddy something? Or, what's it called? There's a phrase for when, like, you walk behind someone to get into, like, a secure area after they've, like, badged through and such. It's not like kitty corner. It's, something else. Anyway. Okay. Well, thanks for swinging by. Tailgating. Yeah. Tailgating. That's a way to describe it. I feel like there's like that definitely is a way to describe it, and I've heard that used for that before. I feel like there's another thing. I don't remember what it is.
Hold it!
So, while it would appear that the pair barely escaped with their lives, in actuality, one of them had already been murdered inside the rocket. That's the angle the prosecution wants to push, correct? You got it. In fact, that's what I've been trying to say this whole time. If the victim had been alive, he would have for sure tried to stop the bombing. Is there any chance Mr. Terran could have been killed before he boarded the rocket? They're both alive and well at boarding time, and embarked into their own power. Their hearts full of hopes and dreams of space. And then both of their hopes and dreams are dashed. If I may continue my explanation, after the excavation... Why do I keep saying that? After the evacuation order was given, the defendant made his escape, carrying the victim to make it look like a rescue.
Hold it!
And who was the first to find the victim? Actually, there were 2 of them. The Space Center director, Yuri Cosmos, and Detective Candace Arm.
Army? One of them was a detective.
Yep. Detective Arm specializes in bombing. Oh. Wait, was she in the first case? I forgot. Did she show up? Detective Arm specializes in bombings, you see. She and the director were ordering the evacuation following the explosives. They're also worried about the astronauts, so they hurried over to the bombing lounge. That's when they discovered the victim along with the defendant.
2 witnesses, huh? One of them is a detective. I doubt either one would have anything to say that would help me. I think that pretty much covers the details of the case. Only the victim and the defendant were on the launch pad when the former was killed. If this is the truth, then only Mr. Starbuck could have carried out this crime.
A little I could get out of him only hurt my case.
Justice, Dono. Foolish is the warrior who rushes headlong into battle. Preparation is a central element of battle, so I advise you to take a gander at this.
What is it?
Footage from a security camera. As the true astronauts emerge from the bow of the Launch Pad 1 corridor. The boarding lounge security camera captured their desperate attempt. Now, I would direct your attention to what the defendant is shouldering, which you can see is none other than the lifeless body of the victim.
What? Yeah, but that doesn't really make sense, does it?
Order. Order, I say. This lines up exactly with what the prosecution has been asserting.
I should have known Blackwell would have something like this ready. Apollo, how exactly did they determine that Clay was already gone in that footage? I see what you mean. Whether Clay was still alive at that point is pretty crucial. Your Honor, please take another look at the footage. Isn't it possible that Mr. Tarrant was still alive here and that Mr. Starbuck was helping him?
Why, I believe you're right. One man carrying the other to safety. What a beautiful expression of friendship.
Silence!
Perhaps that's what it looks like to a one-eyed hothead in a dotard. It only makes sense if it's the victim's dead body. What do you mean? Fool, right? Explain it to Justice Dono. You got it? Ready, kid? If the murder had occurred in the lounge, someone could have spotted it. Anyone can enter the lounge, after all. But doing it while they were alone in the spaceship? That's a horse of a different color. But you can't deny that there's a possibility the murder could have happened in the lounge. All that video shows is a man helping his fellow astronaut out.
Silence!
Your assertion is based on emotion. It's based on your belief that Mr. Starbuck would surely help his own disciple. But you have no logical explanation as to why the victim could still be alive. Unfortunately, Mr. Justice, the prosecution is right. Your argument is lacking in sound logic.
That sounded perfectly logical to me.
Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no further objections, I believe it's time to bring this cross-examination to a close.
Objections? Well,
Hold it!
Your Honor, the defense requests a little time to think and regroup.
Given the facts, I'm not sure I see the need.
What is it, Athena? It's just... there's something that's been bothering me.
If it isn't the defense stalling for time, as always. Very well, I'm feeling generous. You may have a small measure of time.
Yes!
You have
5 seconds. Wow, when he says small measure, he means it. Oh, Blackwell. 5 seconds! Excuse me. I love the faces that she makes. Hold on, I need some water. We're just gonna leave her face like this. Okay. After that, I declare this cross-examination to be closed and a verdict to be rendered. Your boldness, raise your gavel high. It's time for a countdown.
Oh.
Ready? I like that. have time. Spit it out, Athena.
Only 3 more seconds.
Look, I don't think the prosecution's explanation is very complete.
Meaning?
Meaning there's something missing. Like they conveniently left it unexplained. Something they didn't explain. Something they didn't explain. You're right. I think I know what you're talking about.
Your 5 seconds are up, Mr. Justice. Is there anything about the prosecution's argument that you'd like to rebut?
Yes, Your Honor. Actually, there is. There's something the prosecution has yet to make clear to this court.
Well, if you put it that way. What is it that the prosecution has failed to explain?
Why the body... I mean, honestly, why the body was moved, right? That's the only thing. They have failed to explain why Mr. Starbuck would bother bringing the body back at all. If the defendant wanted to kill the victim, why didn't he just leave his body in the rocket? Why go through the trouble of bringing him all the way back to the boarding lounge?
Oh, that's true. I don't think we've heard the prosecution's thoughts on that yet.
That's because they have none, Your Honor. After all, how does one explain something so illogical? The prosecution is claiming that the defendant moved the victim's body. But what if the entire premise of that argument is wrong?
Then let's hear your theory, Mr. Justice.
The defense proposes that the defendant didn't kill the victim. He was helping him.
Fulbright, explain it for our sad friend here before I nod off to this monotone monologue.
Inform him exactly why Spaceboy moved the victim. They've got to be joking. It's simple. Mr. Starbuck did what he did to direct suspicion away from himself. He wanted to create the impression he heroically risked his life to save his partner. That's why he made sure to make it to the security camera, so there'd be a record. At the very least, he appears to have achieved success with you and the old man. Yeah. Beautiful expression of friendship.
The average person wearing a spacesuit weighs easily over 200 pounds. Saving the life of a partner who weighs as much while trying to escape deadly flames. What a dramatic sob story. Fill the silver screen. Indeed, I was completely taken in by the humanity of the story.
You see, yet the true ending is that all traces of his hammy act were meant to be blown up. Yes. And now we arrive at the thrilling conclusion. The third explosion.
Objection!
What? Explosion? Third? What? What are you talking about? There was no third explosion. Indeed, you are correct. But that is thanks to Detective Arm. It was she who identified and secured the bomb. However, it doesn't change the fact that the third bomb was discovered in the lounge. Well, now that doesn't make sense for him to go there either, does it? The steel coffin besides the witness stand. That would be a bomb transport case. We use that to transport the deactivated bomb here. It was found in the lounge. A bomb in the form of a most distasteful toy. One on the second floor of the main building, one in the launch pad, and one in the lounge. The defendant planned to set off 3 firework displays. Fortunately, the third was discovered before it could be detonated, for had it not, the victim's body and other vital evidence would surely have been immolated.
Objection!
Before you utter a word, know that the evidence supports me. It's like he's reading my mind. As it is still undergoing forensic investigation, I do not have the evidence on hand. However, know that a peculiar item was found in one of Mr. Starbuck's pockets. Specifically, a bomb detonation switch. You found what? I suspect the defendant had no time to destroy such damning evidence. When the Space Center director and Detective Arm stumbled across the murder, so he thought to hide it in his pocket. Feeble brain that he is. No, Mr. Starbuck would never do anything like that.
Justice Dono, open your eyes and see the truth. This appears to be irrefutable evidence. The accused set off the explosives.
No, there has to be some kind of mistake. This can't be the truth.
Still can't quite accept it. You'll believe in your client, come what may. Then why don't you cross-examine the defendant himself?
This has gotta be a trap. It's like Black was controlling the entire game. Yeah. Seemed like he was waiting for me to bring up the body moving issue. Why do you say that? Because he had just the right argument when I pointed it out. And to really rub it in, he had a decisive piece of evidence up his sleeve, too. He was trying to shake my faith in Mr. Starbuck and break me down. Then, making you cross-examine Mr. Starbuck at this point was part of his plan, too? Totally underhanded. I wouldn't expect anything less from him.
Now, let us hear from the arch-villain, the fiendish murderer himself. Famed astronaut Solomon Starbuck.
Hi, Davkint. Welcome in. Hope you're cozy. We have a very depressed astronaut with us today.
Witness, your name and occupation, please.
Solomon Starbuck. Astronaut. How did this happen?
Mr. Starbuck, you aren't looking very well. Will you be able to give testimony?
No.
Well, unfortunately, no is not an option. You are being accused of the Space Center bombing and the murder of Clay Terran. Please testify to these allegations.
Mind if I take this suit off? It's getting really heavy.
Silence!
It's not the weight of the suit that you feel, but of your sins. Prepare to carry that weight for the rest of your life. Finish me to the moon. I don't care anymore. Wow, that was super negative. Is he gonna be alright up there? He'll be fine, I think. As long as he doesn't totally give up and say he did it, that is. All I did was support Clay over my shoulder and get us out of the rocket. Like always, I took the elevator down to the middle level and headed for the corridor. Clay had passed out by the time I got the order to evacuate. I didn't kill Clay, I was trying to save him.
So you assert you didn't set off the bombs or murder the victim?
But I bet you think I'm lying, right?
I reserve full judgment until after I've heard your full testimony.
I'm sure you don't believe me. But you don't even believe I'm an astronaut. I don't think the judge doubts that. Who'd wear a suit like that except an astronaut?
I will say that when I saw you in that movie, you appeared quite courageous. Though I suppose reality never quite lives up to your fantasy.
Guess I'm just a big disappointment. I really don't care what happens anymore. No, he's completely given up.
What a depressing fellow. If you were to join me in the clink, I imagine that annoying sign of yours would rub off on the other inmates.
Like how it rubbed off on Prosecutor Blackwell a second ago?
Huh? That was Blackwell sign?
Mr. Starbuck's testimony contains a glaring contradiction. The question is, what does it mean? Even if Mr. Starbucks is my client, I can't be gun shy now. Time to find out the truth. Alright, he said it contains a glaring thing. All I did was support Clay over my shoulder and get us out of the rocket. I guess we could press on everything. I'm just curious though. Took the elevator down to the middle level and headed to the corridor. Is this what he's talking about? No, that's right. Elevator, middle level.
So what you're saying is that the victim was still alive at that time? Of course, he was still alive and well.
Silence!
If so, then you admit you took a man who was alive and well and silenced him permanently with this? What? No. Black hole confirmed, dead ahead. Ah, it's no good, Captain. I'm getting sucked in.
Objection!
Mr. Starbuck, you are not in space. Please give your testimony seriously. It was just nerves. Maybe I should have said he was alive and well. It was more like he was slumped over. Those are complete opposite ends of the spectrum.
Hold it!
Is that the elevator inside the launch pad area? That's right. We always use it to get to and from the cockpit. That makes sense. So he was just using the route he always used, in spite of the fact that there had just been an explosion? Huh? I think Mr. Starbuck is hiding something. Something pretty big. Clay had passed out by the time we got the order to evacuate.
Hold it!
Passed out? Why was he passed out? Probably because of the explosion. The noise and vibration were incredible. No wonder a person would pass out, right? I guess? Not that I know. I've been hit by space debris. The main engine's on fire. It's gonna blow. Yes, I see. I guess it does make sense that someone would pass out. Especially the person in question is Mr. Starbuck. Anyway. Are we sure that isn't what actually happened then?
Hold it!
Don't worry, I understand. Make sure everything turns out alright. Everyone's glaring at me like I did it. Apollo, you have to reassure him better than that. And how am I supposed to do that? Try to imagine how he's feeling. Use that to figure out how to boost his confidence. Mr. Starbuck, think back to what Clay used to always say. It's times like these when we would repeat, I'm fine to himself. I'm fine? Yeah, I guess he did say that a lot. Even if I shout it, Clay will still be dead. What's the use? Could somebody please reassure me now? Apollo, there's something strange about Mr. Starbuck's testimony. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It's a glaring contradiction. Just wonder why it's there and what it means for our case. Well, it doesn't look like he's lying, at least. Guess I'll have to show some evidence. So I think it's number 2, but because I think we need to look at the picture of the explosion, because where did that happen exactly? Yeah, this bit actually sparked a fire on the second floor, maybe on the middle level of the launch pad near the elevator.
Objection!
Mr. Starbuck, I need your testimony to be as accurate as possible. Was I not being accurate? No, because it's impossible for you to have taken the elevator down to the middle level. What makes you say that, Mr. Justice? Please, recall where the bomb went off in Launchpad 1. Also recall that after the explosion, the middle level elevator was engulfed in flames. Oh, you're right. Which means... Exactly. The Launchpad's elevator would have been unusable. In other words... Mr. Starbuck, your statement is decidedly inconsistent with the facts. That's good. Well, what's with the helmet? Mission Command, do you read me? Come in, please.
Objection!
This is Mission Command. I order you to pay attention. Stop this nonsense and answer my questions, Mr. Starbucks. Helmet. my oxygen tank. Oxygen concentration and body temperature climbing. Requesting medical assistance. Yeah, we should probably get him out of that spacesuit. Mr. Starbuck, we are not in space right now. Please stop pretending you've lost consciousness and stand back up.
I apologize, Your Honor. Forgot I was still on Earth. I feel like we all just got a real glimpse of Solomon Starbuck the astronaut. Yeah, he seemed more like an astronaut now than when he was doing all that sighing. Mr. Starbuck, could you please explain the inconsistency in your statement? About how you used the middle level elevator? I was nervous and I said the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I actually took a different route, I think. I wouldn't be surprised if in this picture, wherever the security camera picture is, this one, that it's actually Clay carrying Starbuck here. That wouldn't surprise me. Also, the person carrying the thing has the astronaut tube, or the whatchamacallit. Do we have this? Yeah, see the thing to the right? Oh wait, oh, there's info here. You can't see his right hand. I wonder if Fulbright didn't actually remove the glove, but rather Clay carried Solomon out and used his hand to open the fingerprint thing. I don't know how you'd prove that at this point, though. Hope you're able to deliver a straight story this time. Yeah, I'll get it right this time. Maybe. No, I mean, probably. Actually, wait. Yeah, he does have a little device on his shoulder. The same device that you can see here. I think. Well, it's just the oxygen tank thing, so I guess they both have it. Never mind. If only there was a way to tell, like, whose thing would switch. Probably.
It's understandable to be nervous, but let you remind you accuracy is paramount in court.
Let's see. My escape route. What I said before was a mistake. I remember now. I took a different route. Maybe. Probably. With the capsule and Clay in my arms, I made my way down from the upper level. So, you're saying you escaped without using the elevator? That's right. There's a ladder that spans the upper and middle levels. I used that ladder to get to the middle level. Luckily, the fire hadn't reached the ladder, so we could make our escape that way. And the capsule you mentioned. I suppose you mean the thing next to Mr. Taryn here? Was the capsule that important that you'd risk your life to take it with you? It almost goes without saying, but yeah, that capsule contains asteroid samples. Therefore, it's invaluable as research material. With his spacesuit on, Clay weighed a ton, but securing the capsule was also important. I need you to answer to the best of your ability. Mr. Starbuck, please, remember that your verdict is riding on your testimony. Maybe I am guilty after all. What if you can see the stars in prison? That's more comfortable than a spaceship. I feel like the attempts to use print recognition are also recorded via security camera is probably going to be important on this one.
Hold it!
How could you mistake such a basic fact? Hey, everybody makes mistakes. But try thinking about the vastness of space instead. From Earth, it takes 4 light years to travel to our nearest neighboring star. So you see, compared to the vast expanse of space, Human error is insignificant. I wish he considered just a little more significant than 0. Enough jabbering. Get on with your testimony. Remember, I took a different route.
Hold it!
Maybe? Probably? Did I hear you right, Mr. Starbuck? I didn't say either of those things. Mission Control, come in, please. Error was occurred in the sound system. Activate the emergency tin can telephone. Oh, no! Tin can telephones aren't effective in the vacuum of space.
Silence!
Stop this nonsense, or I will sever you and your tin can telephone. Oh, alright, I'm begging you, I'll tell the truth, just don't sever anything. Apollo, is he gonna be alright? I'm starting to think he's not. Let's see. So, about when we were running away.
Hold it!
The upper level of the launch pad area. That's right. That's what I said, isn't it? Granted, that route does exist. So, to recap, you had clay over your right shoulder and the capsule in your left hand? Yeah, it's really important, so I couldn't let it get burned up. So, even though clay was really heavy, I couldn't afford to carry him with both hands. I did the best I could with him over one shoulder, and the capsule in my other hand. I don't think the meaning of what you just said has hit him yet. You know what you have to do with that statement. Justice, don't know. Yes, I know. Well, I've come this far, no turning back now. I will present some evidence. So Mr. Starbuck escaped with clay in the capsule, which means it's just like in the footage. You can see why he couldn't run, though. He must have weighed over 200 pounds just by himself. Yeah, and he had to support clay, which was another 200 pounds. Plus, he had to ensure the safety of that capsule. I don't think I could have even walked under those circumstances. Walking straight forward is probably about all I would have been able to manage. Yeah, it seems questionable. No fingerprints, explosions. I mean, how is he able to use the... How is he able to use the like, how could he open the door? That's the thing that confuses me.
Objection!
Oh, but I guess this isn't it. Okay. I mean, is it just the fact that there's a ladder? Because how do you get down a ladder with no hands? Which, I mean, honestly works better in our case, right? Because that would imply that he was alive.
Objection!
Mr. Starbuck, why don't you just tell the truth? The truth? Let's see. The Earth is blue? No, that's not right. So, I guess the Earth isn't blue? Yeah, that's it. The truth, Mr. Starbuck.
Oxygen concentration is super low in this area. Prepare the emergency oxygen tanks. Mr. Justice, the witness appears confused. Please help draw the truth out from him.
Mr. Starbuck, under the circumstances at the time, you couldn't possibly have reached the boarding lounge via the upper level route. Huh? Not as long as this was along the escape route. The ladder, right?
Take that!
To get down from the upper level to the middle level where the launchpad 1 corridor is, you have to go down the ladder. Isn't that right, Mr. Starbuck? Of course. That was the only way we could escape.
Objection!
But how would that work? At the time, you were sporting Mr. Terran over your shoulder, were you not? And remember, he was in full space gear as well, putting him at over 200 pounds. Well, it's easy on the moon. Gravity is only 1/6 of what it is on Earth.
Objection!
But the space center is located on Earth. Short of being an octopus, climbing a ladder with an adult male in space gear in one arm, while carrying the capsule in your other, is impossible, wouldn't you say? So, Mr. Starbuck, how exactly did you climb down that ladder with your arms full? Mr. Starbuck, come clean and tell us the truth, now! Where's the engineer? Oxygen leaks detected the faulty maintenance. Evacuate immediately! What the? He's flying the coop! Help! I'm caught on the ceiling! Help? Anyone?
Bailiff, prepare the cherry picker. Must launch our rescue mission at once.
Well, that's one way to take off while being questioned. I'd rather prove his innocence so we can go to space again someday for real. It's good that they have a cherry picker in the office.
Now then, Mr. Starbuck, do you think you can keep your feet planted on the ground?
Yes, I apologize for losing control. Are you ready to tell us the truth?
Not that. Anything but that.
What's going on? This isn't the Mr. Starbuck I know. Oops, I just missed something. It appears Space Boy is prone to deception. Witness? Yes? I thought your story odd, but perhaps the inconsistencies can be explained as the result of a medical side effect.
Prosecutor Blackwell, please don't talk about that.
What are you talking about, Prosecutor Blackwell? Didn't I already state that Space Boy is, ironically, terrified of going into space? That's why he took some precautions just before lunch. Well, you see, traces of this anti-anxiety drug were found in his system. Oh? I sense things are about to nosedive. You got it all wrong. I told him during the investigation, too. I don't know anything about any drugs. I never took any medication, I swear. It's found in his system, but he doesn't remember taking it? How could that be? Somebody must have slipped into me. But I guess maybe that's why I don't remember. Because of the side effects? Yeah, that's why I don't remember much about what really happened. What?
Order in the court.
Get any useful testimony out of him if he doesn't remember anything. Well, this certainly explains why his testimony kept changing. Why didn't you just tell me he couldn't remember? I guess he didn't want anybody to find he was terrified of going into space. Maybe I really did do it. Which brings us to the answer of our original question of how the witness climbed down the ladder with the dead body. It does. So what is it? Oh, he just threw it down, obviously. A dead man feels no pain and makes no complaints, Justice, don't know. So the body was simply dropped down from the top of the ladder.
Oh my. I see. And then the defendant could climb down with his
Objection!
Drop the body down? Who would do such a disrespectful thing? Besides, dropping the body down would leave marks on the body itself.
So you are capable of quick thinking. Yes, you are correct. Really? Oh, thanks. Duh. Huh? What's this? It's the oxygen tank from the victim's spacesuit. It's ruptured, and I'm sure you can figure out why. You can't be implying it ruptured when the defendant dropped the victim's body. I am. Or they fracture easily when struck.
Objection!
Even if that's true, the tank's explosion and the shrapnel will leave its mark on the body. Yet according to the autopsy report, only the knife wound was found on the victim's body. You're clearly grasping at straws with this line of
Silence!
The spacesuit isn't heavy for the sake of being heavy, Justice Tono. It includes the latest technological devices and is made of fabric of tomorrow. This fabric is made to protect astronauts from the dangers of space. So falling a few Earth yards would hardly leave a mark on the wearer.
Objection!
Then shouldn't it be impossible to stab someone through it as well? It should. And yet, through sheer coincidence, the knife slipped through a weak spot in the suit's structure and found its way to its target. What are the chances of... You forget that our killer is an astronaut himself, with knowledge of how the suits work. And now my argument has been proven. Space Boy killed the victim in the rocket, and then dropped his body from the upper level. After climbing down, he shouldered the body and made sure the camera recorded them. There's no room for debate about these facts. Well, hold on. I don't see any rupture on the thing in this picture. It is clear that Solomon Starbuck is the only one who could have killed Clay Terran. Sorry, I thought it hit the load thing for a second. Here, the report regarding the astronaut's oxygen tanks. Consider it my send-off gift. Feel free to use it as payment to cross the river Styx. The victim's tank was ruptured with 0% left. The defendant had 80. Remaining oxygen is displayed on the left shoulder. Ooh, hello. Hey, this report's pretty detailed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we just found what we needed. Probably, maybe. 50. It is clay. Ah, got it. Got it. Let's see. The display on the astronaut's left shoulder shows the oxygen remaining. I guess that means these glowing cyan digits represent the amount of oxygen in the tank. I'm done for. Prison instead of space. Space boy? Yes? Take heart. The bejeweled night sky is so beautiful even when viewed through bars. You mean the stars are seen from prison? That's right. Your cell will be your spaceship. Picture the view through the iron bars. It's like being an astronaut in your own craft for all time. That's not half a bad thought. Mr. Starbuck. Prosecutor Blackwell got him good. Spaceship prison cell. Fly me, my guilt, and my despair into the deepest, darkest space. And then, let's get sucked into a black hole together.
Objection!
Mr. Starbuck, you can't give up hope. Oh, yes, Apollo. You know, Clay really looked up to you. He said you are an incredible man. He said you never give up on your dreams and passion for space, no matter the situation. He said that? So don't give up now, and help me prove your innocence. For the sake of the man who respected you and believed in you, Clay Terran. For Clay. You're wasting your breath. I'm not making those noises. I'm not making those noises. Apollo, thank you. I can see things clearly now. Mr. Starbuck, I'm fine now. Thanks for reminding me of my life's mission. Right, we'll both be fine.
I'll prove you're innocent, you'll see. And after that, we'll get you back into space. Yeah! We ignited the booster rockets of my soul! I'm on fire! Hi, I'm Solomon Starbuck, astronaut, cosmic hero chosen by the universe itself! This is no time to be whimpering and crying. Can't let you and Clay down. Polterdash. The sun, the moon, all of space is calling me Solomon Soul Starbuck. Ready for launch! Begin the countdown! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't know who said 1. Lift off! Hello, Money Money. Well, welcome to whatever's going on here.
Well, I feel like I've witnessed an actual rocket launch.
Apollo, you did it! You broke Prosecutor Blackout's grip over Mr. Starbuck. I can't take the credit. It was all Mr. Starbuck. He pulled himself through.
If you simpletons are done massaging one another's egos, no matter how positive your mood, my advantage remains unshakable. I have but to wait for the final guilty verdict. Isn't that right, your boldness?
Can't let up now. Had to stop Blackwell. To see this through. Mr. Starbuck just has to make it back into space. I won't allow Clay's dream to remain unfulfilled. Gotta destroy Blackwell's argument somehow. Think justice. Dude, I already know. I got this. It's the oxygen tanks. It clearly shows 50, which means it's Clay that's carrying Starbuck. The only people at Launchpad 1 were Clay and Mr. Starbuck. And if Clay was already dead by the time this footage was taken wrong, then the only person who could have killed him is Mr. Starbuck. So the only way to counter Blackwell's argument is when I can prove that Clay was still alive when they arrived at the boarding lounge. In which case I should be able to find some contradiction in the evidence itself. Let's see. About this data that we just received. This supposedly proves that Mr. Starbuck dropped Clay's body in Launchpad 1. But if I'm going to prove that false, there must be something I can use here.
Enough of this farce, your boldness. Let's have your verdict.
Prosecutor Blackwell, you seem to be in quite a hurry to rush the verdict. What about this oxygen tank data you submitted just now? It says that Mr. Starbuck's tank had 80% remaining while Mr. Terrence had 0. Do you stand by the accuracy of this report? Of course. Then, I guess it simply means that it's faulty, as evidence goes.
You will explain what you mean, Justice Doe.
It's simple. This evidence contradicts the facts of this case. Take a look here at the detailed description, you'll see what I mean.
I hope you have some evidence, Mr. Justice, because I don't see what's so contradictory.
Yes, Your Honor. Right away. This is the evidence that the oxygen tank report stands in contradiction to.
Take that!
And how does this evidence present a contradiction?
The problem is this part here. Right, yeah. Right, yeah. Note the remaining oxygen in Mr. Starbuck's tank as he carries Mr. Tarrant.
It appears to say 50.
Yes, but according to the data, our client's tank had 80% remaining.
The oxygen in the tank increased.
I see Your Honor finds it as strange as I do. It's bad enough that there's a contradiction, but the increase in oxygen is beyond illogical.
Oh my, you're absolutely right. What is going on here?
Silence!
I too find it odd that the oxygen remaining has increased. It would be as odd as if my rations were to increase. But what does that prove? It doesn't change the fact that it's the defendant carrying the victim's corpse. And I bet you don't get any more rations because you don't abide by the rules. Either way, the oxygen remaining should increase, just as your rations don't increase. Therefore, this new information is critical. You can't overlook it.
Silence!
In that case, you have an answer to this riddle of the mysteriously increasing oxygen.
You better not disappoint, or declare the inconsistency as mere equipment malfunction.
Prosecutor Blackwell has a point. I suppose it could just be a simple malfunction.
No. Wrong.
Mr. Justice, you cannot provide an adequate counter-argument to this point. Afraid I must bring this trial to an end. Do you think you can explain why the remaining oxygen level increased?
Of course I can. The thing I do at a time like this is turn my thinking around. Mr. Starbuck has no memory of it, but he claims to have carried clay. So this man with the 50 on his tank ought to be Mr. Starbuck. But if anything, the display on his oxygen tank should have been 50. I mean 80, sorry. This is a clear contradiction to the report in the security footage. So what I should be asking is not, why did the oxygen level increase? But what had to have happened to make it look like it increased? Am I making some kind of mistake in my base assumptions here? Yes, it's Clay carrying Starbuck. Come on.
Well, Mr. Justice, we're waiting.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm ready to answer. This is why the remaining oxygen appears to increase. What if it was the other way around?
The other way around. Would you care to explain, Mr. Justice?
As you can see, Your Honor, both men had their helmets on in this footage. But it turns out, this is where our base assumptions went astray. We assumed that it was Mr. Starbuck helping Mr. Tarrant, but it was the other way around. It wasn't Mr. Starbuck helping Mr. Tarrant at all. It was Mr. Tarrant who was helping Mr. Starbuck to the boarding lounge.
It was what? Order, Mr. Justice. You mean to tell me that the person on the right in this image is the victim, Clay Tarrant?
Yes, the only way the riddle of the increasing oxygen level can be solved, Your Honor. At this point in time, the remaining oxygen in the victim's tank was at 50%. And when the victim was found in the boarding lounge, his tank was at 0. That's right. There's nothing contradictory about the oxygen level decreasing. This means Mr. Tarrant was alive as they made their escape.
Silence!
How short your memory is. Have you forgotten what you yourself proposed? Even if the victim was alive at this point in time. How did he descend the ladder with his arms full?
Objection!
Prosecutor Blackwell, you can't hurt me with a broken blade.
Excuse me?
It's true that we don't know how they got down the ladder. Suppose that matter needs further investigating. But we have proven that Mr. Tarrant was alive when he reached the boarding lounge. This fact alone shatters your claims, and opens up the possibility that the victim could have been killed by a third party.
Oh.
There were 2 people who claimed to be the first on the scene. But can we truly trust their statements? Let's see. The 2 people were Detective Candace Arm and Yuri Cosmos, right? Meaning that one of them might have given a false statement to the police? Yes, certainly possible. We had to do a little more digging.
It seems we'll have to hear the testimony of these first 2 people on the scene.
Score.
Come to think of it, Detective Arm should be here in court right now. Bailiff, would you please show Detective Arm to the stand?
I have an announcement, everyone.
Oh, what's the meaning of this? We're in the middle of a trial here.
Please remain calm and listen carefully. Someone has reactivated the bomb. The bomb was defused, but it's about to explode. Explode? Bomb. Now? Everybody run! I don't want to die! No, everyone's panicking.
Silence!
Headless chicken with a death wish. The lot of you. Calm yourselves before all else. Come on, Paul, let's get out of here. But what about Mr. Starbuck's dream? Who will carry out Clay's final wish? I don't care what happens to me. I'm not letting some bomb blow up the truth up forever. I refuse to let things end here. Apollo, this is no time to be dramatic. If we don't get out of here now, we're gonna die. Come on, this way. Hey, ouch, let me go. Apollo? Juniper? She hasn't evacuated yet. Juniper, you alright? Apollo, no, not that way. Ah! Sorry, I can't really scream in my apartment. Okay, so that's what happened before the first case, right? Interesting. So that's what was interrupted. Sorry, I'm looking at the clock, wondering how long this next segment's going to be. In the middle of the Space Center bombing trial, we had another bombing incident. This one destroyed courtroom number 4. Furthermore, Apollo suffered massive injuries from being there when the bomb went off. Unfortunately, Juniper Woods was fingered as the courtroom bomber. Athena and I knew she had to be innocent, so we took her case on. We managed to clear Miss Wood's name. But Apollo sustained further injuries when he was attacked by the Tonate. I guess it's tonate, right? Like detonate. Apollo is a tough guy, but this is taking its toll on him. Yeah, poor guy. Being attacked by Tonate like that on top of all his other injuries. Apollo is resting at the nearby Hickfield Clinic. I had some experience with that place myself. What an awful turn of events. I never thought he'd land in the hospital of all places. You must miss him too, huh? Now that you don't have anybody to tease. Don't worry, he's young. He'll heal quickly and be back before you know it. It's been a while since I last saw Trucy look so down. We won the court case, yet nobody feels much like celebrating. Enough of this, people! This is no time to be moping around. Now dry those eyes, both of you. You're the only one who's crying, Athena. Technicalities! Look, we have work to do. We have to take over. Take over what, exactly? Apollo's Space Center course, of course. Sorry, Space Center case, of course. As no verdict's been reached, there's still a chance. I agree with Athena. We should pick up Mr. Starbuck's defense. We have to avenge our fallen comrade. Right, Daddy? Apollo hasn't exactly fallen. He's still alive, you know. Good. Now that's settled. Let's get going. Come on, we gotta run. Wait, right now? Better not be running the whole way. There she goes. Gotta go catch up. Can you take care of the office, Trucy? Sure thing, Daddy. Let's be careful out there. In the meantime, I want to bake some cookies and flip my magic panties for you. Always with her bloomers. I really don't understand why they have to say, like, why can't they call them bloomers? Like, it's a very different word. Trucy seems to be feeling a little better. I can always count on the theme to perk it up with enthusiasm. Oh, she's back! Don't mind me. Just forgot a few things. Wallet, phone, the documents, my bag. Sounds more like you forgot everything. Always count on Athena for that, too. Alright, you two. Let's be careful out there. So our client has one Solomon Starbuck. He's so famous even I've heard of him. That's right. It's a super famous astronaut who works at the Cosmos Space Center. He was actually up in outer space 7 years ago. You seem to know quite a bit about him. Now I'm all excited to meet the man. Oh gosh, he's sighing again. Wow, that was the longest I've ever heard.
Apollo told me all about you. You're Phoenix Wright, Apollo's mentor, right? Yes, that's right. Huh, mentor has a nice ring to it.
Don't worry about a thing, Mr. Starbuck. Mr. Rhino got you covered.
And you're the new kid that Apollo told me about. Wait, don't I know you from somewhere? Huh? You mean other than at your trial? I don't think so. Well, I guess so. My mistake. My memory isn't what it used to be. My mind and body are kaput. Same goes for my life. I mean, so astronomically unlucky that I had a bomb go off in the middle of my trial. Trying to defend me would be like trying to enter the stratosphere without a spacecraft. Yikes, he seriously gotta stop depressing himself.
Cheer up, Mr. Starbuck. Besides, that thing you said about entering the stratosphere, that just means we'd shine like shooting stars, right?
Like shooting stars, huh?
You know, you're right. Why didn't I think of that? After all, that's what we were all put on this earth to do, right? To shine like stars.
Guess I shouldn't mention the fact that shooting stars burn out in a flash.
Oh yeah, here we go. 3, 2, 1. To the stratosphere and beyond. Yeah, I feel alive now. Go ahead and ask me anything you want.
That really all it takes? Alright, well, let's talk to him.
So, you have no memory at all of the incident?
I'm so ashamed. My memory of the time is as black and clouded as the dark nebula.
Still, it's strange you don't remember a thing. Are you sure you didn't take one of those anti-anxiety pills like they said at the trial?
You got it all wrong. I told him during the investigation, too. I wasn't allowed any drugs. I'm taking medication, I swear. It is true. I developed a fear of space because of what happened 7 years ago. I was taking medication secretly every now and then when my anxiety got bad. Having a fear of space is not something an astronaut can brag about, you know? Oh, the so-called Hat 1 miracle? Must have been a terrifying experience. But I'm still an astronaut at heart, come what may. I would never take drugs that might impede my performance just before a launch. That launch meant everything to me. That's more certain than the theory of relativity. Seems like a completely different person now. This is the face of the astronaut I know.
But the tranquilizers are found in your system.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. But I don't know why. I'm done for.
If you didn't take them, then maybe somebody slipped them to you?
Exactly.
That's what I thought. Must have been the real culprit. My medication was in my locker. Anybody could have gotten their hands on it. Maybe the real culprit also planted the detonator switch in your pocket.
Yeah, it's gotta be it. Been framed. I'll say. They managed to plant your prints on the switch before slipping it in. It's a real possibility.
Do you remember anything else that might be relevant?
Anything at all, no matter how small. Like about the murder weapon, for example. That knife. I think it came from one of the Space Center's utility kits. Utility kits? Yeah, staff who work on machinery a lot are given these special toolkits to use. All the technicians have them, so I doubt you could prove whose knife it is. Okay, good to know. As I recall, your last trip into space was 7 years ago, right?
That's right. It was a pretty rough experience. During that mission, we had all kinds of problems with the craft.
You did? What kind of problems?
Power failures, oxygen leakage, busted radio, cracked windows, loose control column.
The heat shield came off as we were entering the atmosphere.
I thought I was a goner.
But I managed to make it somehow with the popsicles and ice packs from the freezer.
No wonder they dubbed it the Hat 1 miracle.
It's a miracle you made it back. Space is a boundless place. That's why it continues to capture people's imaginations. But the vastness of space shows us how insignificant we are in the scheme of things. The darkness just goes on and on forever and ever and ever without end. There was nobody else there. Nobody was going to come save me. I was all alone. All alone with nothing to listen to but the sound of my own heart, my own breathing and heartbeat. I kept scrambling to make repairs, but I couldn't keep up, my hands from shaking. An experience like that would make anybody afraid to go up into space. With the experience you had, weren't you dreading this mission? What? No way. Of course not. Even now I want to go up in space so bad I can barely stand it. I want to shake off the Earth's gravity as escape velocity and spin around weightless. But you have to admit it was pretty harrowing. Weren't you even a tiny bit afraid? I was afraid. Of course I was. Still am. But space is man's final frontier. An unknown world. The cosmic truth is out there waiting for us somewhere. The cosmic truth, huh? I guess there are people looking for the truth in every walk of life. No matter how afraid I am, I'm sure I can manage. If I give in to my fear, I'll never find the truth. As long as I don't give up, I can keep up the fight. One thing's for certain. Mr. Starbuck's passion for space is undeniably the real deal. The victim, Clay Terran. He was kind of like your protege, wasn't he? Well, it wasn't a big exaggerated deal like master and apprentice or anything like that. But Clay did think of me as his mentor. The mentor and the protege. What a combination they must have been. With his encouragement, I knew I could get over my fear and go back into space. But now... Clay must have been very encouraging, huh? Yeah, it's funny, really. Whenever I'd hear him shout, "You're fine!" I always got the feeling everything really was gonna be just fine. You're fine? Oh, Apollo says I'm fine, and you're fine all the time too. And I always feel encouraged too, whenever I hear him shout it. Yeah, Clay and Apollo were best buds. They used to come visit the Space Center a lot, ever since they were high school kids. One day out of the blue, Clay even told me he wanted to be my protege. Those two hung around the Space Center so much, they're like a part of the staff. One time during zero-G training, I started to panic a little bit, and the two of them took turns shouting, "You're fine!" over the radio. It was a simple thing, but it was exactly what I needed to hear. So I'm fine and you're fine were like Apollo and Clay's secret phrases, huh? I wish I could ask Apollo more about Clay and their relationship now. Speaking of Clay, how do you suppose he climbed down the ladder with you over his shoulder? Sorry, but I can't even begin to imagine. But he actually did climb down that ladder, so a way has to exist. From the freedom of space to the walls of a cell. But that prosecutor said the dark night sky isn't half bad through barred windows. You're fine! Solomon Soul Starbuck is fine. Everything is gonna be alright. Huh? And Athena Sykes is fine. Come on, Mr. Wright, you too. Do I really have to? Phoenix Wright is fine. I can't hear you! Phoenix Wright is fine. I'll get you back into space yet, Mr. Starbuck. Believe in your own innocence. And have faith in us. Apollo believed in you wholeheartedly, and that's good enough for me. I believe in you too. Thank you. Thank you, both of you. I'll put my faith in you. And I vow to make it back into space. All I need first is a not guilty verdict. Sure feels nice to reassure ourselves every now and then that we're all fine. Okay, Mr. Wright. Let's get our investigation of the Space Center started. Pronto. Good idea. Let's go. Alright, I think we're done talking to him.
I don't really know if there's anything in particular that we would need to show him. Clay always used to cheerfully greet me in a loud voice. He did vocal exercises every morning. Sometimes only was hoarse, right? Exactly. You'd always hear him through the wall. Hey, wait a minute. You know Clay? No, but like attracts like, as they say. Alright, I'm gonna assume we're actually done here. So let's go to the entrance. Wow. I was wondering what kind of place the Space Center would be. Almost looks like an amusement park of the future. Yeah. Do you know they even let the public see their rockets up close? Oh, so check it out. Look at how brightly the Gyaxa. G-Y-A-X-A. Gyaxa. I don't know what I want to say here. Both are not fun to say. Logo shines in the sunlight above the entranceway. I really dig this stars and rocket motif it's got going. Gyaxa, huh? Isn't that the new name of the Federal Space R&D program? Yeah, but why the strange acronym? I mean, what is GAS supposed to mean? Galaxy? If that were it, then the whole thing would be something like Galaxy Exploration Agency. Which, if you ask me, I'd have abbreviated to GAXA. Or even Gaia. I guess so. Oh, I know. Maybe the person who came up with the name just really likes the letter Y. This exchange is beginning to feel oddly like deja vu. Anyway, this place is more than just a research facility. It's also a tourist attraction. Tourist attraction? Don't make me laugh. It's a monument to the human race. Who is this? Is this the director, maybe? Galactic scooter, full speed ahead. Oh, okay. This is an old seaman. Let me get some water. Yikes, who's this geezer and what's he want?
Look upon me and look well. Behold the great power of space science.
Pardon me, but you are...
My glorious name is Yuri Cosmos. I am the director of the Cosmos Space Center, the center of the cosmos.
Boss? That was pretty groaning to have seen. Is this person the Space Center's director? And that means... So you were one of the first to discover Clay's body, weren't you? I would be more suspicious of the defective arm. I don't know why, but I am.
That is correct. I was honored to be the very first man in all of space and time to discover the body. What is talk of the incident?
Are you by any chance the space police? You can't tack the word space onto just any old thing, you know?
Sure you can.
Where are Mr. Starbuck's lawyers? We're here to investigate his case. Oh, and we're Earth lawyers, by the way.
Oh, I see. Yes, I've heard about you. In that case, by my extreme privilege, I grant you permission to investigate. I trust you are appropriately grateful. Go ahead, have at it.
You can already tell he's gonna be nothing but trouble. Don't let him hear you say that, or you'll see what trouble really is. Let's just be professional and ask him about when he found the body, okay? So, as director, what do you do here at the Space Center, specifically?
Defend peace across the galaxy. Promote space development in this country. No matter what obstacles stand in our way, we keep going for the sake of mankind.
I believe I used the word specifically in my question.
Attention all personnel. To your break stations, prepare for break.
Oh, I get it. You just wander around and tell people what to do in a self-important manner.
That is exactly right. Because I'm an important man, my manner is important.
Mr. Wright, this man doesn't get sarcasm. Well, there's bound to be some people like that, in the boundlessness of space. What's that? Want to know what it is that makes me important specifically? Very well, I'll tell you. I was the central figure of the Hat 1 project. You may proceed to be appropriately impressed. Go ahead, have at it. I'd be more impressed if I knew what he did for it, specifically. Could you tell us what you know about the incidents from the other day? I refuse. What? Explaining is a job for common folk, not the director of the Center of the Cosmos. My testimony, which will go down in space history, will be heard in the courtroom. What? So does that mean you'll be taking the stand tomorrow? That is correct. I will be the most glorious witness in the history of mankind. Not sure if he really understands what being a witness is all about. Looks like Director Cosmos is the type that only talks about what he wants to talk about. Then let's at least try to ask him about the things he might be willing to open up about. The Hat 1 rocket. The Hat 1 was a rocket that was launched into space 7 years ago, correct? And despite numerous problems, it somehow made its way back home. I suppose it is part of my job to educate ignorant young folk like you. Very well. Part to the complete story of the Hat 1 project. Oh, thank you very much. Hat 1's noble mission was to collect samples from an asteroid. And Mr. Starbuck was the pilot for that flight. Eventually, the Hat 1 reached its planned orbit, from where it launched the Hope probe towards the asteroid belt. From there, the Hope probe began its long, lonely journey into the far reaches of space. After a terrifying struggle, the Hat 1 returned safely to Earth. That struggle was when the incident known as the Hat 1 miracle occurred, right? Correct. It truly was a miracle, of course. That did turn the ordeal into a movie. As for the Hope probe, it did eventually arrive safely at its destination. It obtained a few samples from the asteroid, returned to Earth but a few days ago. So what kind of samples are they? What's in them? Why are you bringing them to space with the other rocket? The samples are scheduled for analysis in the near future. We haven't had time since they just came back the day before Terran's murder. Regrettably, we've had no time to inspect the samples due to everything that has occurred. But this puts our space development program ahead of our countries by years. That's quite impressive. I guess this guy isn't just a loudmouth braggart after all. In the golden age of space development, our predecessors were successful in bringing a moon rock back. That is the greatest achievement in the history of the Space Center. The public fell in love with space, all its glorious potential. A moon rock, huh? I remember that being big. Our endeavors with the moon rock live on in our work with those asteroid samples. I want to bestow new hopes and dreams for the future upon mankind once again. That is my mission, as the man who stands at the center of the cosmos. I hear there's lots of research into moon rocks and stardust from asteroids these days. They say the results could potentially have a huge impact on all of civilization. It's like we're in a new space race with every other country out there. Oh, bite your tongue. Not for anything so base as money or politics. It's all for the brilliant future that awaits mankind. And all for my illustrious mission. With the recent budget cuts, my staff tells me finances are tight, but I won't hear it. Guess even a space program has to watch its budget. By the way, you seem awfully knowledgeable of this kind of thing, Athena. Huh? Oh, well, you know, I thought I'd better brush up for the case. Is that so? Well, I'll be on my way. As you can see, I'm a very busy man and very important man. Galactic Scooter, fire up the main engine, max battle speed, and engage. That thing is surprisingly fast. I guess we better get going too. You bet. Let's make it so. Nice Star Trek reference. Athena Sykes is fine. Huh? What was that about? I thought I better get fired up twice as much to make up for Apollo being gone. For starters, I thought I'd imitate him. So you were doing a voice workout, huh? Yep, you had to push your voice up from the pit of your stomach. Hold it!
There's a contradiction in the witness's statement. You're really serious about this. Objection! You are lying. The true culprit is the judge. What? Who's going to hand down the verdict? Oh, I didn't think of that. So, what do you think we should do next? Oh, that's right. What is it, Athena? I just remembered I forgot to go running today. I was so taken up with what happened to Apollo, it slipped my mind. That wasn't what I was asking. Okay, so she is useless. Let's go to the boarding lounge. What is that? Random seahorse alien creature. So, this is where Mr. Taryn was murdered. Yeah, this is the lounge. Let's see that diagram the police made again. Right now, we're in the main building here on the right side on the 3rd floor. Clay and Mr. Starbuck fled here from Launchpad 1 after the explosion. You there! No admittance without express permission! We're Mr. Starbuck's lawyers. Come to investigate. Sorry, nobody gets in without permission. Not even the police superintendent. Can't have Detective Fulbright getting mad at me. So, Detective Fulbright is here, huh? Yeah, he's in the Launchpad 1 corridor. Go get clearance from him and then we'll talk. Leave it to me. I'm great at getting intel, Detective Fulbright. Let's see. What trick should I use on him today? I don't know if I should be grateful or afraid. So, to get to the Launchpad 1 corridor, we just have to go through that door with the blue rocket on it, I think. Wait, that door. It looks awfully familiar. G'day there, boss. This is the door Clay and Mr. Starbuck used during their escape from the launch pad. Ah, that explains it. The fingerprint system has been deactivated, so I think we can just pass through. Hey, come on, let's go. I like that they have robo cleaners. Even in space, safety first. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Hold on, sorry. So this is it, huh? This is the corridor the two of them used in their escape. This is the only thing connecting Launchpad 1 with the main building. I see police tape down at the other end. Guess we won't be looking at the launch pad. After the explosion, this whole corridor must have been filled with smoke. And the launch pad itself was probably a sea of flames. Must have been pretty scary for them. Now, where could Detective Fulbright be? Hey, I think that's him over right there. What should I do? Which path is the path of justice? He seems to be lost. That's funny. This corridor is a straight shot. Huh? Oh, it's you loyal people. Welcome to the Space Center. Enjoying a relaxing day off, are you? Here for a little rocket sightseeing? We're here to investigate the scene, same as you. Do you have any info to share? Boss, if he acts at all reluctant to give us information. We hit him with the whatever shall we do act. Sure, he'll fall for it. Got it. Are we trying to catch the unruly family dog here or something? Info on the case, huh? Alright, I'll gladly share some with you. Huh? What just happened? Detectives and lawyers seeking truth and justice side by side. Oh, I like it. Just take whatever you want from me, you info bandits. I'm in a generous mood today. I don't know. There's something weird about Detective Fulbright today. Well, we need information, so let's run with it. If you say so. Detective Fulbright, could you give us permission to investigate the crime scene? There's an officer on guard and we can't get in. Whatever shall we do? That's an easy one. I'll let them know over there to let you in. Investigate to your heart's content. Take a week if you need it. A month even.
Shall I have some snacks delivered? One of my men gives a mean neck rub. No. That's okay, but thanks. Definitely not the Fulbright I know. Detective Fulbright is acting sickeningly sweet. Kind of gross, actually. Do you think he hit his head on something? Who knows? What are the cases making our lives way easier? You were here at the Space Center at the time of the incidents, weren't you, Detective? That's right. I was here on a security assignment. The police are required to secure rocket launches now? I don't know that. Yes, well, you know us. To serve and protect. The explosions occurred while I was working here on duty. Sorry, words. The explosions occurred while I was here on duty, so I started leading the evacuation. Maybe not a lot of details, but okay. Could you tell us more about what happened? Of course. A bomb went off on the second floor of the main building. Right after that, the one over in the launch pad 1 also blew sky high. So I immediately instructed the visitors and employees to evacuate to the shelter. The shelter? That's right. There's an evacuation shelter in the basement of the Space Center. It's there for accidents and emergencies and like. So, where were you when the first bomb went off? I was on duty on the fourth floor. It's quite the madhouse, I tell you. The elevator wasn't working on account of the explosion. And the stairs on the second floor were destroyed, so we couldn't go that way. Then, wasn't it impossible to get down to the basement shelter? No, we lowered an emergency ladder from a fourth floor window and escaped that way. It was a folding ladder, so it wasn't very stable, but at least it reached the ground. After I secured the ladder, I was taking a look around for any other survivors. Once everybody else got up safely, made my way down too, headed for the shelter. Wow, what an ordeal. But climbing down an emergency ladder kind of sounds fun. Thank you for your answers, Detective. They're very helpful. Just a moment. I have some more information to share with you. But don't tell Prosecutor Blackwell, okay? Wow. Prosecutor Blackwell usually has you on such a short leash, too. Well, never mind that. I thought you should know that there was a witness. Oh, that's why he's so happy. Could you tell us more about this witness? Sure thing. The witness was a Space Center employee who was on the 4th floor. While she was climbing down, she looked through a window into the 3rd floor lounge. So, she was looking into the crime scene from the outside? That's right! It's just a matter of chance that she saw something important. Not that I know what she saw exactly yet, though. You don't? But that's the most important thing of all. Don't you worry. I'll get around to interviewing her soon enough. She should still be somewhere here in the Space Center. You might even run into her. 4th floor employee, huh? Alright. Thanks for the info, Detective Fulbright. Gee, you sure are being cooperative, Detective. A little too cooperative, even. Yes, well, actually, something you can't talk about? Yes, something like that. Anyway, never mind. Don't worry about me. Well, I'll be on my way now. I wonder if he has like a crush on Candace or something. I like that somehow relates to this. What is the hell about? Something is definitely going on. I'm going to get it out of him the next time I see him. Okay. Not so sure I'll talk about it, though. Well, we have permission to investigate now. Let's head back to the boarding lounge. Do you think we're going to run into the witness, maybe? You two. Detective Fulbright has granted you permission to investigate. Also said I should bring you some snacks. I'll give you a neck rub, too, if you like. Oh, that's all right, but thank you for the offer. Well, time to roll up our sleeves and start investigating. Yeah, let's see. Where's that diagram again? So this lounge is on the 3rd floor of the main building. And according to Apollo, this is where he believes a third party killed his friend. Well, let's stop the recap and start looking for traces of this third person, then. You read my mind, Athena. Make that our first priority. There's just one problem, though. This room. It's just so big. Don't worry. We can use this to help us. A Space Center pamphlet? For tourists? Yep. Picked it up at the entrance. Maps inside should come in handy. Let's see. Yep, here it is. Map of the lounge. This is the door we went through to talk to wow, why can't I talk? This is the door we went through to talk to Detective Fulbright. It's a lot of T's. Oh yeah, that's the door with the fingerprint recognition lock. Well, I guess this map will make things a little easier. Yeah, no more excuses. Let's try to in the third person. Wait, there's one more thing. What's that strange creature moving around outside the window? Oh, boss, it's just a holographic image. Oh, yeah, I knew that. Phew, relief. There should be a button somewhere in this room to turn the image on and off. That's what it says in the pamphlet anyway. The only reason you're so eager to start is so you can push that button, isn't it? What's wrong with that? Let's just look for the button while we're looking for clues. Okay, fine. Let's get investigating. I feel like that's going to be important somehow. What have we here? Some kind of panel with two buttons on it. Just push it! That's the invariable principle of buttons. There are such things as buttons left unpushed. Very Maya-esque. Ah. Hey, the giant holographic image disappeared. Yeah. So that side of the wall seems kind of barren without it now. Still, let's see if we can't find anything new with the image off. They're apparently oxygen capsules. They're for recovery after a training session. Wonder if they can change your voice. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Huh? Do a thing. It's not helium, Athena. It's oxygen. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What is that? Yeah, I can't. Let me... All I can think of is a torture device. I guess it's a training device for getting used to zero gravity. I'm sorry, are we not paying attention to the thing embedded into it? Hey, Mr. Wright, look at that up there. There we go. Thank you, Athena. Some kind of fragment? Stuck in tight. So that's what the glint was all about. That color looks familiar. I think it's part of an oxygen tank. I think you're right. But if that's here, it means Clay's tank ruptured after they arrived at the boarding lounge. So Prosecutor Blackwell's theory that Mr. Starbuck dropped Clay down the ladder must be wrong. This proves that both of the astronauts were alive when they reached the boarding lounge. So Apollo was right. The scene of the murder wasn't the launch pad. Way to go, Apollo. Okay, so that's helpful. What is this? Oh, a mirror. How thoughtful to put one here. Thoughtful. So the ladies can fix their makeup. One's appearance is just as important in space as it is on Earth, you know? You never know when you're going to run into some of their life form after all. I doubt anybody who thinks that would ever become an astronaut in the first place. What is this thing? Some pretty futuristic looking furniture over there. According to the pamphlet, those are no ordinary chairs. They're like amusement park teacup rides. You can power them yourself, it says. If you spin the table, your chair spins too. Why would anybody want to have something like that here? It's for astronauts who have trouble with the device on the ceiling. No vertical spins. It says it's a training device that's easy on the eyes and on the body. Can a person really call themselves an astronaut that can't handle zero-G? Yes, well, these are the questions up there. It says locked. Looks like there are 3 doors that lead in and out of this room. Let's check. Drum roll, please. Ta-da! Space under pamphlet. That's to the control room. Well, here at this place that says boarding... We're here at this place that says boarding lounge 1. Here are the 3 doors. Let's call them lefty, righty, and downy. People usually say west, east, and south in a case like this, you know? Details. Anyway, take a look at the west door. That door with the rocket icon leads to Launchpad 1. I know, because it says here on the map, Launchpad 1 corridor. So
So that's where we were with the detective. So it would smoke after the explosion. Right. Next up, the right side of the map, or east in your world. That's the door with the satellite dish icon to signify communication, aka the control room. It has a fingerprint scanner, which means that the cameras have to take pictures of people who go in there. Yep, definitely says control room. So there's another door on the opposite side. They communicate and exchange information with rockets and probes in space from there. Okay, so the director would have been in there potentially. So it's the center of the space center. The space center, if you will. Does everybody start to talk like Director Cosmos after they've been here a while? But it seems they built a new command center on the 6th floor. That's what they used for the Hat 2 mission. So this control room was empty at the time. I always wanted to see the inside of a mission control room. Since we're here... I'd love to do that too, but it doesn't look like we'll be able to. We want to keep curious kids like you out. So the door is protected with fingerprint recognition. Only the director can go through. This is good to know. With that much security, I'm definitely not the one they're looking to keep out, Athena. But apparently the lock is also hooked up to a backup generator in case of emergencies. Okay, what about that last door? This lower door. Oh, excuse me. I mean, south door. It leads to the elevators. This is the door we came through when we entered this room, right? Yep. And of course, there were no fingerprint recognition devices, so it's open to anyone. But the elevators weren't working at the time due to the explosion. Well, that's about it for the 3 Muscadors. The boarding lounge, there's a thing over there. I see a crack on the device. Alright. So I thought we better have a good grasp of where all the doors go. Yeah, it's fine. But, this, please? Or is this a spider web? That's right, take a look at this. Looks like a bullet hole. Great find, Athena. Pretty big. Whoever fired this shot must have been using a pretty large gun. You think so? Based on my experience, I'd say this was fired from a regular pistol. Well, whatever size it was, somebody fired a gun in here, right? Apparently. This is an important fact. Do you see a bullet around somewhere? No, the police might have taken it, though. Okay, how did that not come up in testimony yesterday? Like, or in any evidence at all? That's nuts. So this is where they discovered Clay. Yeah, he was already dead when they found him. Take a look at the photo. So he was stretched out like this, and... Huh? What's that thing that looks like a thermos? That's the thing that Prosecutor Blackwell mentioned when I was in court with Paula. He said that it contains asteroid samples. Oh, right. Director Cosmos mentioned something about that too, didn't he? But they were brought back only 5 days ago by the probe that the Hat 1 launched. Wonder what they look like. Do you think they'll let us see? Let's think about that after we've solved the case. Okay? Oh, there's a print here for foot, right? Walk on the surface of the moon, it says. Oh boy, I want to try it. Gravity is weak on the moon, so I bet I could do a mid-air somersault. We're still on Earth, remember? Besides, connected to the ceiling. Well, at least I could jump really high. The sign on the wall that's very clearly says, "Don't jump too high." Then what good is this thing? Didn't I say in the beginning, walk on the surface of the moon? Okay, so we're not going to pay attention to that. See. This door is, yeah, launch pad corridor. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not going to read this. We don't really need it. They say the corridor was filled with smoke at the time of the bombing.
Thing besides the door must be the fingerprint recognition device. Which reminds me, I think Prosecutor Blackwell talked about it at the trial. Notion of a third party in Launchpad 1 is utterly absurd. Just to enter the area from the lounge, one must pass through a door card by a fingerprint recognition device. Yeah. The bomber's prints were verified by the system. But the number of authorized personnel was supposed to be really small. Voila! Fingerprint powder. But just in case something came up. Found it at the office. Just itching for a chance to use it. Now, way to think ahead. Dust the fingerprint recognition device to see what we can find. You got it. Sprinkle some here, a little bit there, and whoop. See what we have here. Oh, we got something. Oh, only a single set of prints. Isn't that a good thing? I sure wish we could figure out whose prints they were. Although I doubt we'll be as lucky as to get the culprit's prints at the first try. Well, I'm willing to bet that Detective Fulbright has some big word data. There's some security footage of this door, too. Yeah, here it is. Came up in court the other day. I wish we could see the part of the footage just after this bit. Oh, because that would be right before the murder, wouldn't it? Let's ask the detective. With the mood he's in, he'll probably show it to us right away. Yeah, he's in almost too good of a mood today. Let's go see if we can find him again once we're done with this room. What is this? Same shape. I think it's where the smeller's in. Glass panel. Yeah. It's not a stove. Come on. Something turned on by a knob that's not a stove. How about a rocket engine? No. Silly. Alright, thank you for the mystery knob. And there's nothing else to do with this, right? It's just the device. Why guess me? You can try. Now line my hand up with the outline. Don't, Athena. This thing is related to the case. Your prints all over that, and the next thing you know, you'll be named a suspect. How can you be so cruel to a girl like me? Not buying those tears, Mizzy. Okay. Am I missing anything else at all? This is the window. Right next to the holographic image. I bet it's here to help people see the stark contrast between reality and virtual reality. Way off. It says emergency ventilation. You know, to clear smoke from a fire. See, it's pointing out the virtual insanity of reality. Okay, so that opened during the fire then, right? Let me look at this a little bit more, maybe. Like, what is this danger bit? Ooh, oh, hello. Hey, I see something shiny down there. Let's take this cover off then. Oh, we found the bullet. What's this? Looks like a metal jelly bean. It's really small, but it's a bullet. Only about 2 to 3 millimeters in diameter. Let's see. That would make the caliber .10? Caliber refers to the diameter of a gun's barrel, right? Yeah. I've never heard of a .10 caliber gun before. Bullet must be for a special kind of gun. I bet if you tried firing a bullet this small with a regular sized gun, it would just fall right out. Yeah, must have been a really small gun. I wonder how the bullet ended up here. I mean, we're in the bottom left, on the south door side of the map, of the room according to this map. That's pretty far from where Clay's body was. Maybe the police didn't think to look here. Yeah, leave it to Detective Fulbright to accidentally hand us just the card we need. Huh. Interesting. So that's through... The bullet is there, but the bullet hole is here. That makes it sound
Like it was shot through the window. These angles don't make a lot of sense, I think. Security camera that recorded the astronauts making their escape. Love and peace. Try good. You're done now. Shall we move on? Yeah, okay. Just one more for the road. Peace. Very mature. Why does it let me keep going back here? What's this? A trap door. It's a trash chute. The cleaning robot throws the garbage out from here. The robots do the cleaning. What a futuristic world we live in. I just hope they don't revolt like they do in science fiction movies. No way. All the robots here are very nice. Actually, wasn't there one in the Launchpad 1 quarter? You can go say hi to it if you want. Is this the witness? Welcome to the Space Center, guests. Welcome. Yikes, what in the world? My name is Ponko. P-O-N-C-O. Ponko. Are you sightseeing? Are you lost? Are you looking around? Choose one. I will guide you. It's a robot? I am not a robot. I am Ponko. Psychological observation and navigational companion. P-O-N-C-O. Ponko. Oh, glad we got that cleared up. Oh, Ponko, I've missed you. Huh? You know this thing, Athena? Oh, she, showed us around the last time when I came here with Apollo. Well, you're such a good girl, Ponko. You're a good girl. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy. So very happy. Oh, guide robot. That's pretty cool. My name is Phoenix Wright. Nice to meet you. I don't know you. I don't know you. Ouch, that hurt. Oh, she has to register people she meets for the first time. Please register, Ponko. Certainly. Commencing guest registration. Please tell me your name. A nickname is fine too. His name is Phoenix. Bit overly familiar, but I'll allow it. Phoenix. Please let me get a good look at your face. Oh, sure. Registering facial recognition sequence complete. We are now officially friends. Nice to meet you, Phoenix. Well, that's pretty cute. You made a friend, boss. Isn't it great? Phoenix, Athena, allow me to guide you. Right this way. Oh, goody. Let's go, boss. Go where? I wonder if the fact that it has to register someone will come into play in the court. Wow, what is this place? Is that rocket real? Welcome, welcome. The Space Museum is open to the public every day of the year from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Learn about the history of our nation's space development and the Hat 1 project. The rocket is just a replica, but it's the same size as the real one. Space Museum. Oh, it's here on the map. Okay, so it's on the exact opposite side of the main building from Launchpad 1. I will explain. This is quite the place. I can't believe we got to see a rocket this close up. This is a replica of the Hat 1 that was launched 7 years ago. It's exactly like the real Hat 1, inside and out. His little brother, the Hat 2, was supposed to launch the other day. I wonder if Ponko knows why the launch was canceled. Over there is an exhibit about the launch 7 years ago. Check it out. Check it out. Spacesuits, photos, nuclear rifles. What's coming on a day off? Hey, what's this a photo of? Phoenix. That's the staff of the Hat 1 project. Oh, here's Mr. Starbuck. Looks so young, so different. That's... What is it, man? Something wrong? Nothing. I assume that she knows the person on the right. The one with the purple hair, probably. I just thought Mr. Starbuck looked really young, too. That's all. Well, it was 7 years ago. The young guy standing next to Mr. Starbuck is Clay Tarrant, the victim. So they were mentor and project even way back then. He even got one of the staff jackets. Looks just like a regular staff member. No, Clay was still a student then. He just borrowed one of Solomon's old jackets. Okay, that makes sense. Clay would have still been in high school 7 years ago. Everyone looks so happy. The Space Museum is great. Fantastic exhibits. This area used to be Launchpad 2. That's why the only entrance is on the 3rd floor. Wouldn't it be better if they just made a new ground floor entrance instead? There was talk of it, but they had to scrap their plan because of the budget cuts. Budget cuts, budget cuts. We need more money. Money. We'll record that kind of information with a guide robot. While it was in space, the Hat One launched a probe called Hope. The Hope probe collected some samples from an asteroid and returned 5 days ago. That's what Director Cosmos said too. Suppose it came back the day before Clay was killed. And here it is, the Hope space probe. I think I've seen that logo somewhere before. Oh yeah, the capsule the victim was carrying. They had the same logo. I think I did see in the photo attached to the autopsy record. Maybe she'll give me some more info if I show it to her. I mean, are we talking about showing that? Seems a little strange. Alright, the way it's set up is really cool. Would you like me to tell you about it? Would you? To set up the launch pad. Gentle my spec in your mind. No, I want to know. I want to know. Phoenix wants to know too. Great. Now Phoenix got a case of punkoitis. Hooray! I will tell you then. The rocket is built right inside the launch pad structure. When the rocket is complete, it's moved along with the launch pad over the rails. Oh, interesting. And brought into position at the launch site. Isn't it cool? Isn't it? We used to have a big budget, so that's how we could build it all. It's very cool. Grants up this is an important place at the Space Center. Guess everyone is hoping for a bigger budget next year, myself included. I'm guessing the whole thing is operated from the control room, huh? That it is, but it can also be operated from the new command center too. Either way, the safety locks in the boarding lounge has to first be disengaged. And I guess before a big move like that can get it out, there are all kinds of procedures. I would love to see the launch pad being moved. What's the next one scheduled for? Searching data. All future plans have been put on hold. Because of the bombing and the murder, I bet. It's perfectly understandable. Well, when was the last time it was moved? Searching data. Was it 2 days ago? Or 5 days ago, whatever it was? I'm sorry. That answer isn't in my answer database. I guess Punk can only answer certain questions. Punko, do you recognize this capsule here in the top right? Checking registered data. I know. It's the Hope capsule. It was carried inside the Hope probe. Contained the asteroid samples, right? Yes. It was designed to store the samples gathered by the Hope probe. It's been stored in the safe in Launchpad 1 ever since it returned to Earth. It must not be removed. It must not be removed. Don't worry, Ponko. The people in charge know what happened. They do. I must ask them later. So the capsule was being kept in Launchpad 1. Maybe Clay was trying to carry it to safety after the explosion.
The Space Center staff must have been really excited to finally get the capsule back. It's a pity this incident occurred before they got a chance to check the contents. Well, the police took it as evidence, so they'll have to wait a little bit longer. Well, we certainly learned a lot about the Space Museum. Thank you, Ponko. Explained everything very well. I love to explain. Thank you for listening. Thank you. We're like old friends. Hard to believe you just met recently. Because Ponko is so friendly. What should we investigate next? Let's go find Detective Fulbright. We have things to ask him about. Let's see. Security footage of the fingerprint data, was it? Okay. Let's go back to the launch pad. Bye, Ponko. See you later. Come again. Come again. And don't forget to visit the gift shop. Poor Ponko. Or Dickensian life we're all forced to lead. I assume he's not in the quarter anymore, right? Or maybe he is? Yeah, no, he is. What should I do? Which path is the path of justice? There's Detective Fulbright. Still seems to be lost, even though it's a straight quarter. Let's hope he's still in cooperative mood as well, then. If he doesn't cooperate, then I'll just have to use my powers on him. You mean that lady in distress bit? We found a bullet hole in the wall of the crime scene. You did. Our team found that too. Was Detective Arms who fired the bullet? Detective Arms? That's right. A warning shot for the defendant. Was it really such a high-threat situation that she needed to do that? I'm afraid I don't know the details. What with Detective Arm gone and all? But I thought there were two people who discovered the crime scene together. We already know the director of Cosmos will testify, so tomorrow will be about what he knows. Yeah, you're pretty smart. That's exactly what we're planning to serve as the main course. It goes down easy. Detective, we'd like to run a comparison on some prints we found at the boarding lounge. Oh, yes, I just happen to have compiled the print data of everyone related to this case. I could always make another copy for myself, so it's all yours. Consider it a gift. This is quite a bit of data. Well, when I said everyone, I meant it. Prosecutor Blackwell said to dig deep, so that's what I did. It sure took a while, though. Whoa, he's got Apollo of my prints. He even got prints from all the robots. I guess when Blackwell said to dig deep, Fulbright didn't bother to ask how deep. Clay's fingerprints are here, too. I personally removed his glove during the investigation. Idiot's fingerprint to confirm his identity, after all. Still can't believe he took off his glove to get his fingerprint. Yes, well, you can't blame me for thinking they're important in this case. There are a lot of doors that require fingerprint verification in the lounge. So, depending on whose prints we find, it can completely change the tide for both sides. Makes sense. After all, the culprit's prints did get them past the fingerprint lock somehow. Oh, and take this picture. Might come in handy. Isn't this just a photo of the launchpad one door? Yep. But Prosecutor Blackwell seemed really interested in it for some reason. Huh? What's so important about this door? Beats me. But boy, could you see the gears in his head going to hyperdrive at it. I think this is going to be a major point of contention tomorrow. Hey, don't forget about the print comparison. Don't forget about the print comparison, boss. Right. Detective Fulbright, do you think you could run the test for us right now? You just leave it to me. In justice we trust. Okay, here we go. Well, it looks like it was Mr. Starbuck who opened that security door. He must have opened it when they went to go board the rocket. His heart must have been full of hopes and dreams for a space adventure that day. Okay. Is there anything I was supposed to show him? Should we talk about the oxygen tank thing? No. Talk to me about the bullet. Oh. Well, he's answering lots of questions, but none of which actually tells anything. About the security footage that was taken by the boarding launch 1 camera. Oh, that footage. Go ahead and ask me anything you like about it. Is there any way I could see a little more of the part just after this? Easy as pie. Be glad to show you. Here we go. The screen went blank. Yes, apparently the after effects of the explosion damaged the wires. There's no footage after this point. Why didn't you just say so from the beginning? Yeah, good to know. Did it really end then? Something definitely seems to be up with you, Detective. You're unusually cooperative. Well, I just figured if we work together, we'll get that much closer to justice, right? But it seems like something's really been bothering you. You don't have some ulterior motive, do you? Whoa, I don't know what you're talking about. I would never do anything like that. Oh, with that. It's been a while. But these are definitely psych locks. You just mouth. Psyched? Huh. Is there something I should be psyched about? No. Psych lock. The system of locks on the secrets of a person's heart. I can see when people are trying to hide those secrets by using the power of this magnetometer. Presenting evidence can break those locks and reveal any secrets they're hiding. Mr. Wright, how much did they bilk you out for that piece of rock? If you've been swindled, I know some lawyers I can introduce you to. More than capable of representing myself, thank you very much. It isn't some kind of fraud. It really works. A friend gave it to me a long time ago. But I guess seeing is believing. Allow me to show you. Man. I'll do this a little bit, but it is honestly getting a tad late for me, and I am starting to drift. Starting to fade a bit.
Take that!
Why you're being cooperative? Thinks he's hiding something. Life, love, and justice. I mean, he's always about justice, right? But something happened that goes against your principles, isn't that right? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Until the explosions occurred, everything was just fine. That a fact. Yep, peaceful as peaceful can be. Everyone whistling a happy tune as they did their job. You never saw a more relaxed guard detail for a routine rocket launch. I don't think the guard detail says relaxed as long as this exists. Talking about the bullet, maybe? Or the hope capsule, maybe? I'll try the hope capsule. There must be something wrong with my sunglasses today. You aren't presenting that to me as evidence, are you? Make fun of me. Just as I said. Till the explosions occurred, everything was just fine. Alright, I'm going to save, and we're going to pause the investigation for now, because that type of thing especially really doesn't work well when I'm falling asleep. And I am beginning to lie down instead of being, like, sitting up straight and everything. So we will get back to this, and we will investigate, and we'll figure things out, and it'll be amazing and wonderful, and that'll be good. But for now, I need to recharge the brain. So I want to get going. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you all enjoyed the investigation bit, or rather like the trial bit, and then a little bit of the investigation bit. And like I said, we'll get back to it. So have a good